morning, everybody. Welcome to episode 4 of Talent Playbook, the podcast by and for the HR leaders. Today we have with us Nirguna Tilwankar. Nirguna is the director and the head of human resources of Catalyst Brands, formerly known as JCPenney. In her 2 decades of experience, spearheaded various types of talent transformations, org designs, change leadership, and workforce strategies. What makes her stand out for us always is her non-traditional business-led talent solutions, making organizations more future-ready and agile. Welcome, Nirguna.
Thank you so much for the kind introduction, Sudeshna. Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
So in this so much noise these days on the trends we are seeing around, I would like you to kind of, just recap for us as to what are the 2 or 3 real things you are seeing on ground into 2026 would redefine, the workplace learning and talent management.
Sure. That's, I think, a very important and imperative question at this point in time, right? India as the GCC capital of the world, if I were to talk about the industry that I am currently, talent supply, Sudeshna, is not really the challenge, right? The real differentiator is going to come from the speed at which we deliver skills or build skills and the depth at which we build capabilities. Now that brings me to what you were referring to, that what are those things that organizations, industries will focus in the space of learning and talent management this year. In my view, for starters, of course, technology and AI-led learning journeys will keep pace, will continue to be important, and AI not as the buzzword, just the buzzword, but the practicality of it. Learning journeys are increasingly being curated to address organizational needs and individual gaps today, right? So this interesting bridge between organizational need and individual gap is something that professionals like myself are sort of working towards. Now, just to simplistically put, if we have a clear vision, if the org strategy is clear, of course we know that what capabilities are we going to be building and focusing, and hence we know what skills will we require as an organization. We also need to understand what do we have currently in the organization in terms of skill map at individual level. Now that's where the fun part comes, bridging this gap between individual skill gaps and organization level skill requirements. AI and technology can surely help us personalize this space at scale, right? So far we were able to do perhaps pocketed interventions, etc. But if we were to scale personalization at scale and with speed, technology and AI is going to be a good partner. Technology, AI alone are not going to do the magic, right? We need to have the clarity, we need to have the direction, and using them as enablers is going to be surely a game changer for us. The next part is, of course, I spoke about skills. Skill first approach is real now, right? Because skill building is no longer just a good to have, neither it is just a statement on current development plans now. Acquiring skills in today's market and today's industry has become imperative to all people and industries and organizations. Organizations are looking at creating value not through necessarily functioning through teams, through functions, etc., but really bringing the right skills in the organization together at the right point in time to deliver high quality result. Now, this skill first approach will need to be connected with transparency. And that's, I think, the key word, transparency, and directly to internal mobility. That brings me to another aspect which is very close to my heart, and I'm sure my colleagues will agree. Talent development, talent pipeline within the organization, and internal mobility. Skill needs, Sudeshna, today are moving faster than skill development. Now, there's a reason to it, right? Because the way the organizational models are shifting, operating models are shifting, capabilities are changing, requirement of capabilities are changing. Of course, there is this gap that we need to catch up between where the skill needs are going and how at the pace that we are building the skills within the organization. Organizations which will focus on building these skills internally will be able to catch up faster in this game, and will surely be able to create a competitive advantage.
The main crux of the difference is you're connecting everything to results. You're having the results as the end and then building the whole thing and using AI to scale. I mean, that's kind of everything human, and AI is enabling you to do that, and that's kind of fantastic. Getting all of this right, how are you approaching or the learning architecture? How are you going to kind of change there?
Again, a very important aspect to address, because everything that we just spoke will remain on paper in theory unless really executed precisely and clearly. So things are surely changing on the architectural part of frameworks as well, Sudeshna. One thing that all of us will agree is that people want to learn when they need to apply the learning. Right. So learning needs to be embedded and needs to become part of every day. It cannot be a separate event, standalone event, something that is happening over and above work and is a task to be completed. Learning will have to become and has become part of the business of the job of roles that people are performing. That's where we have moved also at Catalyst Brands by ensuring that the learnings are available as and when needed for people. Now, an associate, an employee wanting to work on a tool, are the learnings available next to the tool, near the tool, to be able to learn and implement? I'm working on something where I need to do a quick automation. Can I quickly get some learning around automation, learn it and apply it on the job? A manager needs to provide feedback to a team member. I'm sure we would have conducted formal learning sessions, etc. But are there bite-sized learnings available to this people manager today to refresh playbooks, leader guides, etc., communities of practice where they can make reference to, take help from, and apply directly to their to job and see the impact? What these integrations of learning in actual workspace, what it is doing for us is it is enabling people to excel at their work. And when that happens, they see the value in investing time and effort in this journey with us. And that's where learning frameworks are no more just HR initiatives, but are business imperatives, Sudeshna. And the culture is then naturally shifting from a push to a pull. So that's what sort of is happening. One, second, also. If all this is this, how are we enabling our people to own their learning journeys with, of course, a structured ecosystem? So now think of this framework as an arch with the two cornerstones being the capabilities that we want to, and mindset that we want to build across the organization. The keystone, which focuses on the skills that we want to build and the capability specific that we want to build, techno-functional skills that we want to build in the organization. And a very important part, the capstone, which enables on-the-job learning through practice, shadowing, and learning from community of practices, role exposures, career experiences, etc. So that's how we are sort of enabling intervention on learning at each level of the organization. There are many such changes, but one last, if I were to pick, and is I think a very important one in my mind, and I'm a big advocate of this, is co-creation of these learning solutions with business leaders and with people. Not only is that keeping our framework and strategy relevant, but it is also ensuring ownership and adoption for effective implementation.
As you said, like skill building will be so important, but if that skill is also readily applied, then the ownership kind of grows from within to kind of do that. I mean, I would say that's amazing. In doing all this, it's commanding and demanding a lot of changes happening. So it's a change of mindset, it's a change of way things were approached before and after. It's a way people are expected to do things, and it's kind of getting embedded. So that is like a huge expectation change as well. So how are you architecting your role as a change leader? What are you doing? Thinking that are you managing this change?
Wow, that's a tough one for sure. Change, big or small, is not necessarily easy or difficult in my mind, Sudeshna. The longer we see change as an event outside of everything that we are doing, it remains challenging. But I think industry has moved to a stage where we have built a muscle for change through practice and implementation in these many past years. Of course, there remains a structured way of change implementation and management. We have always taken support from experts like yourself. We have worked with Mark in the past. We also utilize a lot of leadership thought and communication within the organization to ensure that we are able to connect people to the overall bigger purpose, and we are able to take them along on this journey. The way I like to say it is change MOM, change mindset, change orchestration, and change momentum. So once we build, we start building that need of change, why of change is clear, the purpose of change is clear, people understand why they are in this journey and they are actually on board in the journey. Orchestrating the overall change with structure, with effective communication, and of course not bothering about over communication, because I don't think there is anything like over communication in change. And also once we achieve this rigor, how to keep that momentum going around change sort of holistically helps us create these shifts, not only on paper and in systems, but also for people to experience through results and outcomes. So that's where we are taking help from structured models, structured learning, plus a lot of internal communication support through our managers and more.
I think that idea of not keeping it as an event, because then people do want it to end sometime, and we know it is not going to end, something else is going to come. So how to kind of make it as a part of their day? Oh, great.
This also helps, Sudeshna, sorry, a thought, helps us take away the fatigue around change.
True, because when you are looking for an end, you kind of think that this will go. Then another introduction makes them think, rather than, as you said, you orchestrate it and the momentum is kept, right? It is like that building that momentum is something. So that becomes a part and then it is kind of embedded. I mean, I really like the way you put that. We heard about the challenges of change and the approaches of learning you are changing, but a little bit on Nirguna now, like how Nirguna thinks things. So one must have skill for leaders.
Courage. Leadership courage, according to me, I think is the most important skill, and it is not innate necessarily. It can be developed, and hence I call it a skill. Courage to be authentic, courage to go by your values, courage to do the right things for the organization, even when it does not look like the most popular opinion in the room. So courage.
Yeah, definitely. And with so much uncertainty around, I think that courage for leaders to take that stand is so very important. Toughest belief to unlearn?
The belief that what I was doing in the past was right. That is toughest to unlearn in my mind, because I feel any unlearning or any change of that sort innately feels difficult, because it somewhere gets us stuck with the feeling that, oh, so what we were doing was not correct. What we forget to perhaps keep and bring to the bigger picture is it was a different time, different requirement, different scenarios, and so on and so forth. Today I'm in a different world, different requirements, and hence the change becomes an unlearning, and learning new things become important. So one thing to unlearn hard is thinking that what I was doing in the past.
For every leader, I would say that is true. And if culture had a smell, what would it be for you?
If culture had a smell, it would be the smell of one's home to each one, right? Where it's, yeah, right? Because where you can bring your whole self, where you can be authentic, your safe place, and where you want to be. So, in my mind, if culture had a smell, it would be the smell of one's home.
Oh, that's belonging in a real sense, I would say. Like, I would like to belong there, right? Yeah, so true. And one thing, if you any of it, whether you want the people leaders to start doing or stop doing.
Oh, I think all of us need to really be strongly self-reflecting on this. But if I have to narrow down to one, along with self-awareness, it would be we must stop thinking that we are the smarter one in the room. If we think that, that goes a long way for a team and for an organization.
So I think it is both a start and stop for leaders. I mean, most of them. Okay. A book you're reading now, or you would like to talk about?
The book I'm reading is The Coming Wave, AI, Power, and Our Future. Just started that. I think I'm late on this book, but in an interesting read to sort of bring more perspective to how we are doing what we are doing, in which direction are we going in the right direction, how to check those things, and what else can we bring to table through these changes and this wave of AI, if I may call it so.
All the HR leaders and business leaders are in this journey, and everybody is facing what you are facing. So what would be your advice to them?
I think advice to them, and maybe to myself, is to keep a clear vision, and hence the priorities, priorities, if I may call them so, sharp execution, remaining agile as we go through these execution, maintaining speed. And lastly, something which could be tough for many of us is progress over perfection.
Yeah, move on. Yeah, we have to kind of keep moving. I think, like, every time I feel I've worked so much with HR leaders. I know what are they going to say, but all these podcasts these days, when I'm talking, I'm taking away so much more. And I think this. Thank you for being here, and I think I'm taking away from this as the way you put it in terms of the trends, as that identification of that skill and linking it with what you are actually using at work and will apply, so that you are including them to take that ownership, and then changing the approaches of embedding the learning, making it continuous, and building change also as not a one-off thing, and building the MOM, which you said was lovely. And yeah, courage, not a skill. I think that'll stick to me for a long time. So yes, thank you, Nirguna. Thank you for this.
Thank you for having me with you, Sudeshna, today. You beautifully summarized the conversation. Lovely being here, and great speaking to you once again.
Thank you, everybody, for watching Talent Playbook. The insights which we are getting from our HR leaders are priceless. So let us know what we would like to kind of know more in these sessions. Thank you for watching.